Oh man, just individual or team-wise.
Wherever you want to take it.
The energy, first off, was really good. Guys competed, really got after it. I thought for only being our third day of practice, the execution was a lot better than what it was the first day. We had some good stuff from Peyton, really good drives to the basket. And then the growth that we've seen from him is when he gets downhill, he's not forcing shots. He's drawing a crowd down there, and he's kicking out the guys, getting really good shots. So I thought he really stood out today. Obviously, Colin and Jalen, they're always really good, always solid. But probably those three off the top of my head probably really stood out.
Hershey Strother hit the game winner. Kid's not shy about letting it fly, huh?
No, he's a shooter. He has a lot of confidence. He's been shooting the ball well each and every day as he gets more and more comfortable, and that's what I expect to see from him.
When it comes to, I guess, playbook, how much is expected for them to know versus just play basketball and try to make the right play that's available this early in the process?
Well, that's the thing. We don't have very much practice time, so I try to keep it as simple as possible. Don't want to throw too much at them. Try to really rely on their natural instincts. Kind of just give them like a few rules and just have them go out there and play.
Peyton brings some experience to this team, young guy, but he's done this summer league thing before.
Yep.
Do you see him sort of assuming any leadership, or I guess maybe that alpha mentality thing? Do you care to see it either?
Oh yeah, I want to see it, and he's shown that. Guys who maybe haven't picked up the terminology, if it's a drill that we've done throughout the season, and Peyton obviously has been here, and the guys don't know, he stepped up and tried to help guys through that. So you've definitely seen growth in terms of the leadership stuff.
With that too, at every level you talk about coaching leadership, but can you tell when it's natural and it's not a forced thing that, oh, he's got that tool? Maybe when you're a young guy on a championship team you don't say much, but that he has it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Peyton, myself, and a few coaches went out to eat a couple of nights ago, and we talked about it, but even before we did that, you can see that I talked about it yesterday. The professionalism has improved from last season, and I just think, being around our team, the veterans that we had this past year, I think that's just rubbed off on them.
Was that something that you wanted to do with Peyton, or how did that kind of come about, going and grabbing dinner with him?
That's something that I wanted to do, just because I wanted to go and sit down and talk to him and talk about the expectations, what I see for him this summer league, and just basically tell him, like, he doesn't have to go out there and score 30 points to dominate a game. There's a lot of ways that he can dominate it without scoring the ball. So basically, we just want him to play the right way.
Saw a couple of plays from Cassius Stanley throughout this scrimmage. He's another guy with NBA experience. What does he bring to this group in particular, and what have you seen from him so far?
I just talked to him right after the scrimmage, and he's strong. And he does a really good job of driving and getting to the teeth of the defense. And I told him he didn't get the calls out here, but he does a really good job of using his body to try to get either like the contact or create separation. So I think he brings like a physicality to this team.
What's impressed you most about Ismail?
His size. He can catch the ball. A lot of bigs, it's tough for them to catch the ball. Obviously, he's a guy that he's a lob threat. We can throw it up to the rim. Capable of blocking shots. I think what stood out to me from last year when we had him to now is just his IQ. You could tell him being overseas, he's played a lot. He's had really good coaching. Travis Armenta, one of the guys who was on our staff, he was over there with him throughout the season, and he's done an unbelievable job with his growth.
He has an added layer of challenge too. Obviously, it's a second language for him, and communication's important out here. How have you seen him sort of navigate that?
Just a lot of talking. I don't know if you know, but Coach Boney talks multiple languages. So just today when we were going through our film review before we started practice, and I'm talking to Ismail, I'd be like, do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? Then Boney just chimed in a whole nother language. I don't know what it was, but he seemed to understand it though. So having Boney around really helps. Yeah, it really helps.
Yeah, and he told us that he watched every single Nuggets game. He may have not done that in the past, but he said was it live or on tape. Can that sort of, I guess, rub off too, just by seeing some actions y'all run or having an?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you watch us play, you know that we move the ball. We're a very unselfish team. Even defensively, you can pick up schemes what our bigs are doing and pick and rolls and any type of drives to the basket. So yeah, I definitely think if he's watched the games, that's very helpful.
What are you still hoping to get accomplished with one day of practice left before you guys head to Vegas?
Just clean up. Just try to get everybody organized. That's my main thing. I want us to be out there and be on the same page. Defensively, know what we're doing. Offensively, knowing our plays, and just being in sync.
What have you learned about yourself 3 days in now as a head coach?
Still got a lot to learn. Being a head coach, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
You figured out what to do with your hands yet?
Yeah, there's a lot of folding. I had the Lakers were my scout during the playoffs. Darvin likes to put his hands in the pocket. I might do a Darvin, but I think I'll have more of a fold like a Spoelstra.
And then do you have to have a conversation with, still young guys in Vegas, and they're there to work, but it's Vegas. Do you talk to them about kind of how to handle yourself? I get they're pros and all that.
I mean, they're grown men. This is an opportunity for all of them. I feel like if I have to have that conversation, then maybe you're not in the right business. But no, I won't have that conversation.
Appreciate you, JB.